If you keep starting strong with your goals and then falling off a few weeks later, this video is for you. You might think you have a motivation problem or a consistency problem or a discipline problem, but you actually have an identity and a consistency system problem, which I'm going to explain. Today I'm going to give you the exact framework that is going to help you be completely consistent with all of your goals and get to your dream life. And this is what completely changed the game for me, got me super consistent with everything I want to achieve, and has helped so many people that I've coached on this. So if you are ready to be consistent with your action, consistent with the work, and do everything you need to do to get towards your dream life, whether that is your dream body, your dream business, your dream income, this is the framework that you can apply to any area of your life to guarantee that you're consistent in getting there. It's like super late, it's like 11 o'clock right now. And usually I'm in bed by now, but I just feel very creatively inspired to make this video. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Nyree, and I'm obsessed with helping ambitious women create their dream life and become the woman and have the identity they need to have in order to create their dream life. If this is the season that you are in right now, then be sure to subscribe, because I'm posting multiple videos every single week. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about a workbook that I have. Every single one of my videos has a workbook that goes along with the video, so you don't just learn in the video, but you also have tools and exercises which you can implement so that you make sure you get lasting change. And this one will guarantee you have motivation and discipline as much as you need forever. I have someone ask me on social media to specifically make a video about this, so I know this is a topic a lot of people have been struggling with, and I think it is going to be so life-changing for some people, so let's just dive straight into it. So much of who you believe you are and the systems you have in your life are two areas that play a huge role in your consistency and your discipline, and they are not spoke about enough. You're just always told to push harder or just keep going and do it even when you don't feel like it, which is great, but it still never lasts. The only way to get lasting change is to make it part of who you are, systemize it in your life so you can make it easier for yourself. That is how true consistency and true discipline start. Section 1 is the thing we're going to talk about called the hierarchy of change, and I've spoke about this before on my social media. It was a thing that kind of drew people to wanting me to make this video, and I think it's one of the most powerful lessons I've ever learned when it comes to creating your dream life. So what typically happens is everybody starts trying to change their life by changing their environment and then their behaviors and then expecting their results to change. So they will start by buying cute gym clothes, purchasing a gym membership, buying a planner for their business, buying a laptop for their business, creating a to-do list, and then trying to do the work, and then they will always fall off. But that's because you are starting at the end of the triangle without doing the initial parts you have to do first. You think if you do things on the outside, they will change who you are and make you a consistent, disciplined person. But the truth is, you have to be a consistent, disciplined person in order to have lasting environmental changes, behavioral changes. So you have to do the inner work before the outer work is ever going to stick, and that's what nobody tells you. So the hierarchy of change basically shows you the order in which you need to be doing things. It has to be connected to your identity and your purpose first. You need to look at your bigger picture for what you want in life, and then you need to look at why is this important. Like an example would be, let's say I want to be a really successful entrepreneur and I want to have lots of money so that I can support my whole family, and that's part of my bigger picture vision for life. That could actually help me when it comes to motivation for the gym, for example, and being consistent with the gym, because I can go, okay, I'm going to need my health in order to be able to do that at its optimal best. So I always connect my goals to my bigger purpose and my bigger vision, and then it becomes part of my identity and who I am, because I have to identify as someone who cares about health and be a healthy person in order to carry out my greater mission in life. So you always have to connect everything back to your core purpose and your core vision. Then it goes on to beliefs and identity. So once you've connected it to your purpose, what do you need to believe about yourself? Who do you need to be in order to truly believe you are that person? And in the workbook, there's going to be some exercises on how to rewire your beliefs once you've decided what you need to believe. Then it goes on to your values. So what do you value? What is important to you? Like I said before, if your purpose needs you to be healthy, then you value health. That is a value that you have. And so it's important to know what things you value in life so you can prioritize them when it comes to your consistency. Then we're going to go on to capabilities, which is, do you know how to do it? Have you done the research? Have you looked at what exercises you would need to do? Have you looked at how to start that business in the first place? That is the thing that we most usually start at, and then we go into environments, behaviors, and results. So you have to do the inner work first, which is all going to be in the work, which show you how to do that, and that is going to help you understand who you need to be internally before you're going to be able to make consistency stick on the outside. The second thing is building self-trust and micro promises. So with this identity, you're going to build on this identity by affirming that you are that person to yourself, but you have to consistently show up as that person and allow yourself to believe you're that person by following through on what you said you were going to do. You have to prove to yourself you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And to start this off, all you have to do is pick one tiny thing or a couple of tiny things you want to do every single day, and then make sure you do them no matter what. You want to build that inner voice in your head to know that she believes whenever I say something, I follow through on it. Instead of being like, oh, I promised myself I was going to go to the gym today and I didn't do it. I'm a failure. I can't trust myself. I can't show up for myself. Start building small pieces of evidence. It doesn't even have to be a full 2-hour gym session, or you don't have to create your whole business website. Just tell yourself, I'm going to do 1 sentence on the website, or I'm going to do 20 squats in my house. It could be anything. Just create small promises in that area of your life and then build self-trust in that area, so you know when you say something to yourself, you will show up for it. And then whenever you do it, write it down. Write down that win you had for today. Stack that evidence. Keep note of it. Create a folder of evidence that you have shown up for yourself in the way that you said you would. Number 3 is designing systems, not willpower. Motivation can fade and discipline is unreliable. What people don't tell you about motivation is just a temporary spike in dopamine that we get whenever we are excited to try something new. And that's why motivation never lasts, and you only get motivated when you're doing something new or it's the start of something. So you cannot rely on willpower and motivation alone. You want to create small areas in your life where you kind of systemize it and make it easier for you to do the things that you said you were going to do. For example, pre-looking out your gym clothes before you go to the gym, having them sitting out ready for you, your shoes there, your socks there, everything you need. It's in your face. You've made it easier. You don't have to go and look for clothes. You've not made the chore hard. Use digital reminders. Have reminders on your phone. Have things that pop up for you to remind you of what you were going to do. Batch plan things you're going to do. For example, have times where you're going to batch your content for the business you said you were going to go show up for, instead of leaving it for you to post on social media every day and try and come up with content ideas every day. Spend 1 day a week batching your content so it's easier for you to be consistent and follow through on that. You have to think of smart ways to put things into your life. And I'm actually going to add something extra in the workbook I'm just thinking about just now. I have a little sheet that's like how I'm super consistent with content and post multiple times a day for only having to pre-batch my content once a week, and it makes it super efficient and super easy for me. So I'll put that in there in case this is something that you want to do. When you make it harder to fail and easier to win, consistency will become automatic. You just have to put as many things stacked in your favor as possible to make it easy for you. Number 4 is something I talk about all the time, which is the future you filter. Before every single move you make, ask yourself what future you would do, and then visualize her and visualize yourself stepping into her. So if you want to be consistent with the gym and you're like, oh, I can't be bothered going today, be like, what decision would the future version of me make? And then you want to visualize her taking that action, visualize her being hyped and being like, I'm excited to look after myself, I'm excited to get that dream body, and step into her energy and her presence, and then quickly do it and act on it before you have time to overthink it. Would she flake on her goals, or would she follow through? Would she scroll on TikTok, or would she finish her work? This makes every action part of your bigger dream and reminds you that you're always working towards the end goal. It might not be appealing for you to do this small thing now, but when you always remember to relate it back to who you are and that future version of yourself, coming back to the hierarchy of change we were speaking about before, it makes it so much easier to motivate yourself, because you realize you doing this today is getting you 1 day closer to the life you have always wanted. Now we're going to talk about the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to motivation and consistency. Just to wrap up this video, people get consistency confused with perfection all of the time. I'm going to be honest with you. If you mess up and once you don't do something, it is not worthwhile throwing all away. Do you know how many people, they're going to say, okay, I'm going to eat less calories. I'm going to be in a calorie deficit. And then one day they will eat like 50 calories over what they were supposed to eat, just a tiny bit over. And instead of being like, oops, that was a small mistake, they just throw out that whole day, eat like crap for the rest of the day, and then throw it out because they think, oh, I'll just start tomorrow. They expect that perfection, and when they don't hit it, they throw everything out the window and make it harder on themselves. That is absolutely crazy. Why would you make it even harder? You have to give grace for yourself. You want to show up 80 to 90% of the time for yourself consistently, but if you make a mistake, it's okay. You just have to be willing to show yourself some love, give yourself some grace, but understand that does not mean you have to quit, and you can still continue from where you are. Do not give up on yourself and don't expect perfection, but give yourself grace and always keep going. Just a quick one today, but if this video helped you at all, subscribe for weekly tools on habits, identity building, self-concept, dream life, anything you could want. And if you want to see any specific videos, please feel free to comment ideas below because I'm always looking for ideas. And do not forget to download the free consistency Notion that I've created. It's got a tracker in there for your habits and your consistency. It's got lots of different exercises so you can implement everything I was speaking about today. And if you want to ask me any questions, head over to my Instagram at Nyree's Mind, because I have a small but very supportive community over there, and they're always DMing me, asking me questions, asking me for helping them become the person they want to be with their consistency, discipline, anything that can get you towards your dream life. So if you have any questions, go over there and you can DM me and I will answer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved this video, and just remember to start keeping small promises to yourself today and always relate it back to the bigger picture, because this is how you're going to stay super consistent and you've got this. Bye.